Life can be brutal. Life can be unforgiving. If I had to sum up in one word the difference between the greats and the average, the difference between the successful and the nobodies of the world, one word. One is watching. Life can be brutal. Life can be unforgiving. If I had to sum up in one word the difference between the greats and the average, the difference between the successful and the nobodies of the world, one word, one attribute to describe the difference: discipline. If you don't have the discipline, you can forget about the trophy. You can forget about the success, the greatness. All champions have discipline. It's the discipline to work hard. You know, not when everyone is watching, but when no one is watching. When the fans aren't there. When the coach isn't there. When it's just you and your character. The discipline to eat strong, healthy foods when you have other tempting options. When those around you might not be so strong. The discipline to say no when those around you choose to be average. The discipline to keep going when it hurts. Because life doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you deserve. And if you haven't worked for it, if you haven't sacrificed for it, if you haven't given your all, then you don't deserve it. And you won't get it. Push through the pain. On the other side is growth. When pain comes, that means it's time to show character. Show me your character. Remain disciplined. Stay strong. When it all seems hopeless, keep plugging away. Nothing can stop you if you don't stop for anything. Don't stop for anything. Never break your discipline. Remain faithful to yourself and your vision. When it gets painful, push harder. Push through the pain. You gotta have the discipline to do 11 when your opponent stops at 10. The discipline to keep going when it hurts. Because life doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you deserve. And if you haven't worked for it, if you haven't sacrificed for it, if you haven't given your all, then you don't deserve it. And you won't get it. Show your character. Remain disciplined. Stay strong. Don't say why the pain. Don't say why me. Say try me. Say, is that all you've got? Give me more. Keep plugging away when there seems to be no hope of victory. When you don't see the results, hang in there. Be strong. Be brave. Remain disciplined. And your time will come.
all time, Think and Grow Rich. This book is one of Evan's top 5 book recommendations, so make sure to watch closely and take notes. My name is Manny Vaya, and I'm the founder of 2000books.com and the 2000 Books YouTube channel, where we summarize some of the world's greatest business and personal development books. I have personally read over 1,000 business and self-help books, and in this video, I'm summarizing a book that is not only one of Evan's top 5 books to them, in the sense that they attract similar thoughts and emotions. Positive emotions will keep on attracting more of those positive thoughts, more of those positive emotions. So your job is to minimize the inflow of negative and disempowering thoughts and emotions, and to instead program your subconscious with deliberately designed positive and empowering thoughts, emotions, and feelings. And when we can consistently do that, that's when we have the key to unlocking our subconscious mind. Okay, the fourth key to programming your subconscious mind is visualization and acting as if. In order to program our subconscious mind, we must see and feel the goal as if the goal is already accomplished, that you already have what you desire. Ask yourself, how would you act if you had already accomplished your goal? How would you feel? What would you do? What feelings would dominate your mind? The key to visualization is to actually be able to see and feel yourself as having already accomplished the goal rather than thinking of it as a distant possibility. So if you have a goal of making $1 million by December 31st of next year, visualize yourself on December 31st as having already accomplished that goal. Don't think of it as something you would like to accomplish in the future. That is creating the feeling of not having the goal right now. Instead, feel that it is December 31st of next year right now, and you have already accomplished the goal. I really cannot emphasize this point enough, so you might want to just rewind and watch this point a few times because it's loaded with great wisdom right here. Okay, the fifth key to programming your subconscious mind is persistence and repetition. So what is the price of being able to harness the power of your subconscious mind? It is, as Napoleon Hill says it is everlasting persistence in thoughts mixed with emotions, mixed with faith. Endless repetition of that desire mixed with positive emotions and mixed with faith. No matter what the circumstances, no matter what you see externally in the world, there's no lower price we can pay. We must consistently persist and repeat these thoughts over and over and over again. We must decide to program our subconscious mind, and there is no end to it. We have to do it over and over and over again. So the amazing thing is that as you begin to increase your thoughts about that goal and you mix it with your positive emotions, and what will happen is those thoughts and those emotions will begin to attract more of such thoughts and emotions until you become completely charged with this thought pattern, with these emotions. Okay, so we just talked about the 5 keys to programming your subconscious mind. However, there is one power strategy that literally puts this whole book on steroids. This strategy makes the above 5 steps automatic, and that strategy is to burn the boats. Now, let me tell you the story of Spanish conqueror Hernan Cortez back in the 1500s to really explain what it means to burn the boats. When Hernan Cortez's warships arrived on what was then the Aztec Empire, he had clear intentions of fighting the Aztecs and conquering that area of what is now modern-day Mexico. However, he quickly realized that his army was badly outnumbered, almost to the ratio of 1 to 100. And he saw that his soldiers were starting to hesitate and thinking of retreating in case the war did not go according to plan. So in order to get the very best out of his soldiers, in order to get them to win, he ordered his men to burn their boats. And once the boats were burned, there was no way of retreating. The soldiers knew very clearly that they only had 2 options, either win or die. There was no other way out, do or die. And that created a burning obsession inside of them to win and to live. And that is why his army went on to win the war, even though they were outnumbered 1 to 100. Now that is the power of burning the boats. It quickly gets us to harness the power of our subconscious mind, because when our survival is at stake, the subconscious mind brings all its power to bear on a given situation. In those situations, we become unstoppable. So if you want to create a burning, obsessive, pulsating desire for something, if you really want to program your subconscious mind with your goal, you need to cut off all other paths of retreat. You need to cut off all other possibilities. You have to go all in, just one option. And sometimes these situations are externally manufactured for us. For example, you are running out of money in your venture and you have a clear deadline by which you must make the business work, or the business will die. Many great entrepreneurs have actually credited those moments as the ones that really turned their businesses around. At other times, we have to burn the boats ourselves when there are no external manufactured situations available to us. And one of the ways you can do that is to publicly commit to a goal. Or another way to do that is to create real deadlines with real consequences if the goal is not accomplished. Whatever you do to burn the boats, make sure that it leads to a state of burning obsession where you are almost obsessively thinking about the goal. You need that fire, you need that obsession, you need that in order to program your subconscious mind, and that is what will trigger you to greatness. So there you have it, an in-depth understanding of Think and Grow Rich. So just to recap, what we learned was that in order to accomplish our greatest goals, we must enroll and harness the power of our subconscious minds. Just trying to use the conscious mind to accomplish our goals is not enough. And we talked about the 5 keys to harness the power of the subconscious mind. And then we also talked about the 1 power strategy that literally makes us unstoppable. So if you enjoyed this Think and Grow Rich summary and learned something new from it, I'm sure you will love the 2000 Books YouTube channel as well. The link to the 2000 Books YouTube channel is in the description below, so come check it out. On the 2000 Books channel, we have summarized some of the greatest books in the field of entrepreneurship, sales, marketing, management, leadership, strategy, self-help, productivity, happiness, motivation, self-confidence, self-esteem, success mindset, positive psychology, emotional intelligence, social skills.
To be great, the second they get quit. Most of this generation quits the second they get talked to. You did this wrong, or they get yelled at. It's so easy to be great nowadays because everybody else most people are weak. This is a softened generation. So if you have any mental toughness, any ability, if you have any fraction of self-discipline, the ability to not want to do it but still do it, if you can get through to doing things that you hate to do, on the other side is greatness.
What is it with our society? We are creating weak individuals that can't handle anything going wrong in their life. As soon as something goes wrong, they are given a prescription, not to fix the problem, to mask the problem. How about giving strategies to strengthen the mind? How about saying, okay, you've allowed your life to get to this point. Now take responsibility and dive deep into personal development. Learn why you feel this way, not because of the event. The scientific facts about why you feel the way you do and what you can do to strengthen it. The moment they are criticized, rather than take any of it on board, rather than prove any of those people wrong, they give up. They attempt to defend the criticism with useless talk, but never with definitive action. The moment they are challenged, they crumble. The moment things get hard, they declare defeat. It must not be for me. It was their fault. If they didn't do this or treat me like this or say this, then I would have made it. No, you're just soft. You're weak. Tell yourself the truth. Because until you do that, until you look in the mirror and acknowledge that you are the problem, you'll never be able to grow into the person that is capable of achieving all those things you want. You are the problem, the only problem. Your mindset is the problem. Your attitude is the problem. It is no one else's fault, it's yours. If you want the good news, you are also the solution. You and only you. If you have character, that statement will change your life. If you have no character, you'll remain an average complaining hater like most other people. You are your only problem, and you are the only solution. Sure, big things happen, tragic loss, things which no one would deserve. I'm not talking about those things. I'm talking about the people who are one job loss away from a breakdown, one relationship breakup away from depression, one argument ruins their entire week. Come on, people. This is not how to live. Even with the big stuff, if you have perspective, if you know who you are, if you really, really appreciate everything you do have and believe everything is as it should be, all of those big things can be handled much better. Knowing your loved one would want you to be happy and move on. Knowing that living in pain and holding on to resentment is letting that person who did you wrong win. But letting go and living your life, loving your life, that is you saying, I won. That is you saying, I will not allow you to own any piece of my mind and spirit. That is true courage and mental strength. And I'm not saying avoid pain. Pain, suffering, failures, they are all part of every single person's life. There's varying levels of pain for sure. Some suffer more than others, but we all suffer at some level. Some choose consciously or unconsciously to live in that pain, and some decide to move on. You deserve to move on. Mental strength comes from those struggles. It is formed from pain. It is increased when you refuse to give up at times when most others would. It grows when you keep going, when things seem impossible. It grows when you push one more time past what you thought was your limit. It grows with consistency. That is mental strength. Excuses are for weak individuals who have no heart. Take responsibility for where you are now and commit to do something, anything, whatever it takes to make sure your future is better. You do have the choice. You can make excuses and stay where you are, or you can take responsibility, take action, and get where you need to go, where you deserve to go. What do you choose?
Dance around the truth by finding the right words so I don't hurt you because you have thin skin. No, tighten up, people. It's okay. Trust me, it's okay. You might be called nigger one day. It's okay. You might be called some Jewish word or some faggot or gay word. It's okay. Let them call you that. What are you going to do now? They don't own your life. How are you going to control that now? How are you going to flip it upside down and say, Roger that? Now I'm going to harness this shit. And you'll read about me years from now. How? That's the question. How are you going to do that? Thicken your skin. Become more of a human being. Don't be afraid of the reflection in the mirror. Because that's all you can be afraid of. Once you overcome the reflection in the mirror, you've done it.
Life can be brutal. Life can be unforgiving. If I had to sum up in one word the difference between the greats and the average, the difference between the successful and the nobodies of the world, one word, one attribute to describe the difference: discipline. If you don't have the discipline, you can forget about the trophy. You can forget about the success, the greatness. All champions have discipline. It's the discipline to work hard. You know, not when everyone is watching, but when no one is watching. When the fans aren't there. When the coach isn't there. When it's just you and your character. The discipline to eat strong, healthy foods when you have other tempting options. When those around you might not be so strong. The discipline to say no when those around you choose to be average. what you deserve. And if you haven't worked for it, if you haven't sacrificed for it, if you haven't given your all, then you don't deserve it. And you won't get it. Push through the pain. On the other side is growth. When pain comes, that means it's time to show character. Show me your character. Remain disciplined. Stay strong. When it all seems hopeless, keep plugging away. Nothing can stop.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome you especially to today's presentation organized by Becoming the Greatest You Academy. Becoming the Greatest You Academy is the #1 personal development, skill acquisition, youth empowerment, leadership, and public speaking platform in Africa. Now, the reason or the mission of BGY is very simple. And its mission is to help you become the absolute best version of you. BGY is here to help you fulfill all God wants you to be in life. BGY is here to position you for success, because success is not something that you pursue. Success is something that you attract to yourself. And so, in the words of Jim Rohn, your success can hardly exceed your personal development. And so if success is something that you want to achieve in life, then you have to have the right habits, the right routines to achieve that. In BGY, we do not only help you to develop yourself mentally, we help you to develop yourself spiritually, emotionally, physically, and even financially. In the words of Randy Cage, you cannot build your future. What you build is your habits. And so in BGY, we'll help you to inculcate the right habits, the right routines that help you to build a fantastic future. And if you want to have a fantastic future, it means that discipline and commitment, consistency is key. And so that is why, if this is the reason why you're here today, then you are invited for the right reason. BGY is that academy that helps you to get rid of all those enemies of success like laziness, procrastination, inconsistency, and what have you. BGY empowers you with the right skills, the right routines, and the right habits of very successful people in the world. And so today, it's my pleasure and singular honor to introduce myself as the MC for this occasion. My name is Izuma Thomas. So without much ado, before we go into today's presentation, the first presenter of today, I would like to crave your indulgence to please be in the writing, in the learning mood. Pick up your writing materials, because today is going to be, we're going to have a very, very fantastic presentation. And there's a lot for you to learn. So it will be a very good thing that you have your pen and your paper to jot down some important points you're going to get today. And so without wasting much time, joining us today is this very amazing woman, ladies and gentlemen. She is a mother of many professions and professionals, graduates, and experts. She is very, very committed to whatever she does, very passionate. She's very, very hardworking. She's very admirable. One thing I like about her is her capturing and inspiring way of speaking. You can't just help it but listen to her. And today we are going to be listening to her live. She is a lecturer of the University of Lagos. She is a social linguist. She's a public speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, can we join our hands together in the chat as we welcome Dr. Mrs. Mojisola Shodikwe.
Hello, 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 everyone. Good evening. It's good to be here. How you're doing? I will be speaking tonight on the topic, embracing the lion mentality for capacity building. I know you'll be wondering, what does a lion have to do with human capacity building? Tonight, I want to discuss 4 characteristics of a lion that align with human capacity building. I believe that these properties of a lion will prepare you to heights you never imagined. But first, I want to tell you a little bit about the lion. I'm a huge fan of National Geographic, and I'm always intrigued by the life of animals and what we can learn from them. Lions are one of the most beloved and admired creatures on earth. The image of a lion is always enigmatic and captivating. You just want to pause and marvel at the sheer beauty and majesty of this creature. But then again, the lion is a ferocious and intimidating animal, a fearsome predator with an instinctive killer instinct. So you don't want to be in close proximity to a lion. It is simply a no-nonsense beast. If it was by size, the elephant should be the king of the jungle, but it is the lion that has earned the reputation as the king of the jungle, even though the lion lives mostly in the grasslands. This reputation has nothing to do with the size, because the lion is not the largest creature in the animal kingdom, neither is the lion the smartest or even the fastest. But the lion has earned our respect and admiration because of its outstanding qualities, its indomitable spirit, its aggressiveness, its sheer power, the confidence, resilience, audacity, purpose, focus, competence, capacity, resourcefulness, determination. I can go on and on. I call all of these the can-do qualities. The lion possesses all this and demonstrates it with endless possibilities. So this brings me to my topic for today, embracing the lion mentality for capacity building. I want to thank you very much, my boss lady, Lady Izuma Thomas, for that beautiful introduction of me. Thank you very much. And I welcome you as I welcome everybody else. So what is it? What does it mean to embrace the lion mentality for capacity building? What am I drawing inspiration from such a ferocious creature in this speech? When I talk about the lion with reference to capacity building, I'm not talking about the animalistic instincts of a lion. I'm simply bringing forth the lion as a metaphor, an iconic representation of the values, the principles, the idiosyncrasies, and most importantly, the mindset of a lion that positions you to flourish, to be noticed, to achieve, and to become in whatever sphere of life you have chosen to excel. Lions are mentioned in several passages of the Bible. Proverbs 30:30 says, "The lion is mighty among beasts and does not retreat before any." You will agree with me that the lion is a very special animal, and this is why the lion is an appropriate metaphor for this talk. Let us examine my 4 compelling properties of a lion that are useful in human capacity building. The first one is strategy. Strategy is simply defined as a plan of action designed to achieve a long-term or overall aim. Critical components of strategy are planning and directing. The life of a lion is something I find really intriguing and instructive in teaching capacity building. The lion is a skillful hunter. It hunts other animals to provide food for its family. It might interest you to know that it is the lioness, not the male lion, that does the majority of hunting for the pride. Lionesses hunt about 90% of the time. The lioness hunts animals twice its size. Animals like buffaloes, giraffes, deer, name it, big animals. What makes the lioness so successful at hunting bigger animals? Let's quickly examine the strategy mindset of the lioness and how it aligns with human capacity building. When a lion identifies a target to hunt, to feed her family, the lioness unleashes a strategy with that can-do mindset. The strategy of a lioness is her process. There are several processes in that strategy. First, the lioness goes into what we know as a stealth mode. It goes into stealth mode. It crouches. And in that position, it is trying to focus on the target. It focuses on the target. It measures the distance. It measures the speed. It measures the obstacles around. And when it is satisfied with that, it begins to walk. It begins to walk. And then walking, it starts to run. That's when other animals see that the lion is here for the kill, and they begin to scamper. The lioness now picks up race, begins to run, and then she can fly, she can jump. Lioness have claws, very sharp claws, and teeth like scissors. That is how the lioness executes her strategy, and she always succeeds. Why is the lioness always so successful with execution and strategy? The lioness is able to harness all of her hunting skills to build a winning strategy. What do we have to learn from the lion strategy? The lioness pursues her goal without hesitation. She does not procrastinate. She's not lazy because she knows that if she's lazy, the pride will starve. She does not postpone the task. She does not delay in taking action because the lioness knows that if he procrastinates, if he postpones, if he delays in taking action, she will lose focus and the target will escape. When the target escapes, the pride will starve. When the pride starves, the whole generation of the lioness will be wiped out. The lineage of the lion is no more. And this is why the lioness is very good at hunting because a lot of other lions depend on what she does. And what does the strategy of mindset of the lioness teach us about capacity building? Everyone wants to eat, but few are willing to hunt. So I ask you today, what is your strategy for success? What is your strategy for achieving your goal in life? What is your strategy to have a successful life, a successful marriage, a successful business, a successful career? What is your strategy to connect yourself with the level you want to attain in life? If you want to be a lion, you must train with lions. Surround yourself with those on the same mission with you. The next point is competence. And competence is an important aspect of having a good strategy. You can have a good strategy, but if you don't have the competence to execute your strategy, you have not started. Competence simply means knowing how to do something. Then you must access the necessary knowledge base to feed your brain, to nourish your mind, to elevate your intellect, and to inspire your creativity. A lioness displays competence when she takes on far larger animals than herself and hunts them down until they succumb. The lioness builds up her competence to hunt successfully because she knows that the entire pride relies on that competence. So you may ask, if it is the job of the lioness to hunt and feed the pride, what does the male lion do? The male lion is the protector of the pride and is in charge of continuity. At a certain age, a young male lion has to leave his parents and strike out on his own and look for a female lion to build a pride with. Most of the time, the male lion has to fight another male lion to get the female lion, the lioness that he wants. Such fights are always so brutal, bloody, energy draining. It takes an incredible level of competence to defeat that kind of opposition, to face your fears and rise above them. It takes competence to lead the pride of lions and be the protector. So I ask you, what are you doing to establish and sustain your competence in your field of endeavor? What are you doing to raise the bar on your competence to attain the position you are meant to accomplish? What kind of knowledge are you exposing yourself to in order to achieve competence in your field of endeavor? And does your competence level define, how does your competence level define who you are and who you want to be? Somebody will call you to an important task or include you in an important committee or put your name up for a life-changing project or training if they have no confidence in your competence. The lion does not need to prove to anyone about its competence because you already know what it is capable of doing. What are you capable of? What is your skill mindset? When you embrace the mind of a lioness or a lion, you will embrace that competence mindset because you are going to need it to do the job that is given to you. And when you attain the desired competence level, the world will look for you. My third point is energy. A lion is a natural energy force. Everything about the lion conjures incredible energy. Did you know that a lion's roar can be heard from up to 5 miles away? That is a very powerful and energetic way to announce his presence and declare his territoriality. Hello, this is my space. Don't come here. I'm going to hurt you. You need energy to occupy the position that you want. You need energy to get up and show up for your dreams on a daily basis. The level of energy you need is commensurate with the task before you. So all the work that the lion and lioness do to sustain the pride in the Serengeti require tremendous energy. And here is something really interesting about how the lion and lioness apply themselves to their responsibilities. According to National Geographic, when it comes to procreation, the lioness and her male companion will mate every 15 minutes for several days. That means the lion is able to mate several hundred times over that period. That's an incredible amount of energy. But then they say the power of a lion is not in its size, but in its capacity and its strength. Because the lion is serious about procreation, the lion knows how important it is to sustain its place in the ecosystem. The lion knows that it is imperative to invest tremendous energy to achieve that goal, to prolong their lineage, to ensure the survival of their kind in the wild. It's not just because the lion enjoys the prolonged mating sessions. It is a duty to which the lion addresses itself purposefully. It is a process for attaining continuity. And for that, the lion puts in the effort, because it needs that effort to bring forth a new version of itself, a new version that will promote and sustain the legacy, a new version that will promote and enhance the survival of the pride. So the lion needs to bring that relentless energy. You need energy to push your goal in life. Energy works with passion, and passion means being hungry to achieve. When you are hungry, you can build up the highest level of passion, the highest level of desire, need, and effort to achieve your goal. So I ask you again, how much energy are you willing to devote to building your capacity for the goal that you desire? We all have a fighter in us. To build your capacity, you need to know how to harness the right kind of energy to push boundaries. You need to lift yourself from nothing to something, from ordinary to extraordinary, from grace to grace. Align your energy with your goal. Building your human capacity involves bringing forth the right level of energy to push your dreams. You need the right kind of energy to fight for your mental well-being in the midst of negativity. You need the right kind of energy to keep pushing forward, even when there is no hope on the horizon. And you will ask me, you should ask me, why must I keep pushing when there's no hope in the horizon? Why must I keep pushing when nothing seems to be working? My darling, you keep pushing because you have faith in what you are pushing for. You keep pushing because you believe in yourself. You keep pushing because you have built for yourself a powerful belief system, which is the energy that fuels your desire, your passion. It propels your goal mindset and places you where you need to be to attract success to yourself. So when you wake up in the morning, what kind of energy do you bring to bear on your brain, on your personality, on your person? What kind of energy do you attract to yourself through your friendships, through your affirmations, through your attestations, your pronouncements on yourself, your family, your children, your husband, your marriage, your destiny, your vision, your work, and your plans and your aspirations? What kind of energy do you bring? The lion is a relentless fighter. The lion gives its all. The lion never backs down, never gives up. So when you imbibe the strength of a lion, you see yourself as unstoppable. All those challenges, those obstacles that discourage you from stepping out to fight for your glory. When the lion rises and roars, the jungle knows that the lion is coming for the kill. Build your manpower by reading good books, inspirational books, mindset reset books. These are sure to propel you into an achievement mode. When you attain the right level of energy, you will find that anybody who is not existing or flourishing within your energy field will disappear from your life. So visualize yourself as a lion and ignite your inner power. My fourth point and the last one is audacity. A lion is audacious because the lioness is audacious because she will take on bigger animals than herself, like buffalo, the giraffe, and antelope when she's in hunting mode. She doesn't care about the size of those animals, or the fact that they move in groups, or the fact that these animals are faster or stronger or smarter than her. The lioness simply focuses and goes for the kill. That is audacity. The audacity of the lioness is driven by need, the quest for survival, hunger, the imperative for sustaining her position as the provider of the pride. In order to sustain that position, the lioness has to be audacious in pushing boundaries. A lion lives in the heart of every brave man and woman. What about the male lion? The male lion is audacious in leaving his comfort zone and striking out on his own in the Serengeti. It has the audacity to take on another lion in a survival battle, even when the lion has no inkling about the power or the competence of the other lion. That is audacity. To be audacious, you must be willing to challenge yourself first. You must be able to summon your subconscious to recognize your inner power and channel it into your outer being. You manifest audacity. You cannot rely on other people to achieve the results that you want in life. Audacity comes with confidence, and confidence is a function of your belief system. Arm yourself with the power of words that can propel you to action. Project yourself forward with the audacity of a lion and see yourself wanting from the ordinary to the extraordinary. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are my 4 points for explaining how we can imbibe the lion mentality in our quest for capacity building: strategy, competence, energy, and audacity. I hope that you have been encouraged by these few points of mine, and that you will consciously make efforts to push ahead with your capacity building. Let us remember that the comfort zone is the graveyard of kings. It is deceptive and destructive. If you can visualize yourself as a lion or lioness in your daily challenges, you will obtain amazing power to become the best you can ever imagine. Breathe in your courage and exhale your fear. Don't allow your scars to stop you from fighting. Get up and fight again. Dare to become a new you. Thank you very much. I'll see you soon.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mojisola Shodikpe, for that wonderful presentation. I told you guys, just hold your pen and paper. And in case you want to find out where all those adjectives are coming from, she's the lecturer of English language. And so that was a very wonderful presentation, very wonderful. I will learn a lot from that presentation. And so we're going to, for the want of time, we're going to go straight to the next presentation for tonight. And the presenter of tonight still remains my humble self, Izuma Thomas. And so, before I go into my presentation, I want to share with you this story. Once upon a time, there lived a lion in the jungle with other animals. He was so strong and powerful. Every other animal in that jungle feared this lion so much. And over the period of time, he got tired of hunting. And he called all the animals in the jungle for a meeting. He gave an order that he was going to stop hunting down animals in the jungle. But in return, the animals in the jungle will have to submit one animal to the lion's den for his food daily. And out of fear of what the lion would do to them, they complied and began to obey his orders. And so time went on, they kept on submitting themselves voluntarily for food. And it came to the turn of a hare. You can also call it a rabbit. It was supposed to submit itself for food in the lion's den. He became so sad. On his way to the lion's den, he began to worry, and he came across this very old well. He stopped by the well to check what was happening, and he looked into the well, and he found out that the well was so deep. He looked deeper into the well, and he saw water in the well, and something quickly struck him. And so he left and continued his journey to the lion's den. By that time, the lion was so furious and angry because no lion had showed up in his den by then. And so when he got to the lion's den, his lion roared in anger and asked, "Why did you come late?" And he humbly replied and said to the lion that, "On my way, I came across this other lion in the jungle, and he claims to be the king of the jungle. He wanted to eat me up. Out of so much difficulty, I escaped and found myself here to offer to you, your majesty." And the lion was so impressed with the hare, but of course he remembered that he was told that there was another lion in the jungle. And so he roared and asked the hare, "Do you know where this lion lives?" And the rabbit said yes. Or the hare said, "I can take you to where he lives." I said, "Follow me." And the hare took the lion to the old well. And when they got there, he said, "This is where the lion lives, inside the well." And the lion looked into the well, and saw a reflection of himself and thought it to be another lion. And so he roared and was like, as he roared, he heard the echo of his voice, and he thought the lion was roaring back at him. And so he jumped into the well, and that was the end of that lion. And so the hare went back to the other animals to give them the testimony of how he has saved his life and the life of his friends. And so I want you to put in the chat box, between these two animals, who actually has the lion's mentality? And why is the lion called the king of the jungle? And so let me go to my presentation for today. Still on the topic, the lion's mentality for capacity building. Oceanberg said, he's an American poet. He said the worst fear in the world is the fear of the opinion of people. The moment you stop becoming afraid of what people will say, that is the time your freedom begins. And when your freedom begins, you begin to feel the roar of a lion in your heart. That is the sign of freedom. The sheep is opposite of the lion. And so you shouldn't have the sheep mentality. The sheep is always fearful. And so the day you become free, you stop having the mentality of the sheep. The sheep always lives with so much uncertainty on a daily basis. And so the lion never follows. The sheep never leads. The lion can never be led to the slaughter. The lion will lead you. And that is why he's called the king of the jungle. There are characteristics that define the lion, and how you get to know that you have these characteristics of the lion's personality, the lion's mentality. One of it is that the lion is focused on intentions. The lion targets, he focuses on his target. He knows what he wants to get, and he focuses on it. I'm not going to dwell much on that. And secondly, the lion visualizes his goals. He imagines himself, he sees his prey, and he imagines how he's going to get across to the prey. And of course, he doesn't miss his target. The third is that the lion allocates time to think. The lion never does anything without thinking. Fourthly, the lion sets very clear goals. And the fifth is that the lion is set to achieve those goals. And finally, the lion is always learning. Do you know that you can actually learn the mentality of the lion and as well unlearn the mentality of the lion? Do you know a sheep can eventually have the lion's mentality? And do you know a man who has the lion's mentality can eventually unlearn this mentality and become weak? Imagine a soldier, a high flyer, an enterpriser, someone who is a go-getter, suddenly discovers that probably in your organization or something, your light just goes up. Suddenly, no one is recognizing you. You're not being rewarded. No one is encouraging you. No one is speaking to you. And you begin to wonder, what has happened to you? How did you get to this place? And you become discouraged. You stop hunting. You stop fighting. You stop chasing. I'm here to speak to you today. Wake up. Jump up from that spot. You have the lion's mentality in you. You can actually awaken that mentality if you choose to. Refuse to become a loafer. Refuse to become a procrastinator. Refuse to become a lazy bone. Stand up to what you believe in. Stand up to what you want to achieve in life. Tell yourself that I am a winner. Tell yourself that I must survive. Tell yourself that my family must survive. Tell yourself that that business must grow. Tell yourself that that career pursuit, you must achieve it, and you're going to find yourself in a very high standard, elevated this year, 2023. Tell yourself that you're the next millionaire or billionaire in town. Tell yourself what you want to do. The future is possible for you to achieve. And that is why I want to talk to you about becoming the greatest you academy. The academy is a hunting ground. Have you stopped hunting? And welcome you to the field of becoming the greatest you academy. Come and hunt, come and grab. Don't miss your target. Visualize your dreams. Get what you have been looking for. Come to the Becoming the Greatest You Academy. We are here to teach you the right skills that can help you inculcate the lion's mentality. We are here to give you capacity building. We are here to position you for success. We are here to empower you with the right skills, the right habits that will make you as successful as you have ever dreamed of. Remember, success is not something you pursue. Success is something you achieve. At this point, I would like to stop my presentation here, and I thank you, every one of you, for listening to me. I want to thank Coach Casey for giving me this opportunity to deliver on this presentation. Thank you very much, beautiful audience. I'm so excited to have had this conversation with you. Thank you. So without wasting much of your time, I know we all will be asking, why is she doing that? We have some technical issues, and our MC is not online presently, so I had to make a cover for her. And so right now we are going to go straight to the present, to our own, the very time we have been waiting for. We are going to call on, it's not our presenter, you know, he's our coach, and so he's always there for us. He is a business, international businessman. He's a linguist and a language expert, I must say. He speaks 4 different languages. He speaks French, he speaks Italian, he speaks English, and he speaks Spanish. He is the present interpreter of the Italian embassy. He is one of the most sought after French interpreters in Nigeria. He is the founder of Becoming the Greatest You Academy. Please join your hands together as we welcome on stage Coach Casey Sunshine.
Okay, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, everybody connecting from different parts of the world. Good evening to you. It's good to see you. It's good to have you all here. Hope you have enjoyed yourself the same way I actually have. Wow, 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 wow. What a powerful, 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 incredibly powerful session from the 2 lionesses. Wow, I've learned so much. My notebook is actually full. I've been writing and writing and writing. And I told myself, my God, I actually put myself into this trouble, because how do you call 2 bulldozers together to present in one day? It's so amazing. It is so incredible. I want to say a big thank you to you, Lady Mojisola, Senior Lecturer, University of Lagos. Thank you so much for that energy that you exuded in your presentation. Thank you for the inspiration that you have given to all of us tonight. I want to say thank you as well to Lady Easy, President of BGY Club Abuja. What an amazing way to illustrate the lion mentality. I learned so much from Lady Mojisola's presentation. I learned that everyone wants to eat, but few are willing to hunt. My God, that struck me somewhere. Wow, what a wisdom. Everyone wants to eat, but few are willing to hunt in a field where only the hunters are at the top. And so you realize you can literally tell why we're all where we are. Everyone wants to eat. Everyone wants to get to the top. Everyone wants an easy life, but only few are willing to hunt. You know, and she said something. She said that competence breeds trust. Oh yes, and when you become competent, people begin to trust you with things. They begin to trust you in committees. They trust you with opportunities. And what happens is that as you strive to become competent on a daily basis, you're actually building capacity. You're preparing for opportunity, and when it comes, it just keeps sailing you high. And she says that when you're competent, the world will look for you. And that the lion, I also love the illustration about how the lions mate just because of procreation. I never knew that. And I'm like, oh my God, that's some energy. That's some energy that these lions are putting together for procreation. And I think human beings are still learning in that aspect. And when you get the right energy, she was talking about the lion energy, when you get the right energy, all those that don't vibrate at the same energy, what happens? They begin to leave you. I wonder how many of us have outgrown energies, are still dwelling on energies that we are meant to have outgrown. And because of that, everybody that we have outgrown are still in our life, or is still in our life, I beg your pardon. And so thank you so much. Lady Easy gave that fantastic illustration, and she says that the greatest fear that we have is the opinion of people. She talked about focus, visualization, thinking, goal setting, and the fact that lions are always studying, they're always learning. Wow, I didn't prepare for this enough, honestly speaking. I should not be speaking today. A conference like this, I shouldn't be speaking. I should just be a listener so that I can have enough time to really take down notes. And I want to say thank you to these amazing ladies for that amazing presentation. I hope you all learned as much as I did, and I hope that you're not just lying down, listening to us, you're not taking down notes, because that would really be a waste of this presentation. So, ladies and gentlemen, one of the things, one of the greatest shocks I had growing up when I started becoming an adult, one of the greatest shocks I had when I started studying books, and I started reading, when I started on the path of personal development and capacity building, one of the things I couldn't come to terms with, and it was the moment I came to terms with this thing that my life changed, was the fact that life does not give you what you ask for. It took me time to understand this. It took me time to believe this. It took me time to come to terms with this. Life doesn't give you what you want. Life doesn't give you what you ask for. Life, I'm about to shock you, doesn't even give you what you pray for. If not, guess what? All the people that sleep in church every single day, they should have everything they pray for. I'm not saying it's bad to pray. It's absolutely important. Life gives you what you deserve. Life gives you what you have earned. And if you have not worked for it, if you have not given your all for it, then you did not deserve it. And it's not going to come to you. Which is why capacity building is not something you should joke with. It's not a concept that you should listen to and go back and sleep. Oh, no. When I was thinking about when the whole idea of Visual Academy started to come to, when God started to give me this concept of the vision of this academy, I was at a time in my life where I was getting into the worst version of myself. One day you guys are going to hear my story. And then I was telling myself, I had built so many capacities. At 28, I already spoke 4 international languages fluently. I already emceed at the highest level, had co-MCs at CNN as my co-MC. I did a lot of things that I knew were direct fruits of the capacities I had built. And so what happens is that you consistently have to build discipline, build consistency, it is the discipline that took you to a particular level is not what you need to go to the next level. And so I got to a level where I realized that I lost almost everything. I needed something like this to keep me in check, because I knew I wouldn't tell people to do things I don't do. I'm not that kind of person. I'm giving you straight up some of the things that brought about this academy and how we could build capacity on different levels. And that changed my life. So if you're here right now, we get testimonies every day. Your life is changing. You're transforming your daughter, your son. It's not just you. It actually starts from me. It's the biggest beneficiary of what we do here is myself. So I'm going to liken capacity building to going to the gym. How many of you here have ever visited the gym? How many of you here have gone to the gym? Because this illustration I'm going to give will only make sense to you if you have been to the gym, or at the very least, if you know how it works. If you have gone to the gym before, can you just put it on the chat? Okay. So I'm going to share this with you, and I need you all to follow me. This is very important. Now, capacity building can be likened to going to the gym. The first day that you go to the gym, if you look at the dumbbells, what you have on your screen are pictures of dumbbells. The dumbbells have different weight capacity. As a matter of fact, what I'm trying to say is that the dumbbells comes in different kgs, isn't it? If you look at your screen, you can see 10 kg, 15 kg, 20 kg, 25 kg, 30 kg, and even 35 kg. These are different weights. Now, when you go to the gym for the first time, even this 10 kg might be too much for you when you try to lift it. When you lift this 10 kg, it is difficult. You probably have to start with 7 kg. Are we together? Now, what happens is that maybe you picked up 7 kg and 7 kg is okay, comfortable for you. It's not too heavy, it's not too light. And so you begin to, build your arm muscles. You begin to build yourself, begin to build your strength. Day 1, you do 50. Day 2, you probably do 70. And as you continuously do that, after 1 week, you realize that this 7 kg is now becoming like a joke to you. When you lift it, you no longer feel anything anymore. It's not like a child's play. And so what happens is that you move to 10 kg. Now you start 10 kg, you do 30, 35, 50, 100. After another 1-2 weeks, what happens is that even the 10 kg becomes too light. And so you move to 15. And one day you're doing 25 kg. After 6 months. After 6 months, you're doing 25 kg. Now, at that 6-month period, you're doing 25 kg. I want you to try to go and pick up a 7 kg weight. It's going to be so laughable. It's going to be so laughable at that 25 kg capacity to pick up the 7 kg, because even with your 2 fingers, you pick it up. But guess what? The very first day you picked that 7 kg capacity, it was difficult. It was difficult. But now, the point is that you didn't expect the weight to become less. You didn't expect the weight to drop drastically. What you did was to build your muscles. It is by building your muscles that the weight became less. It is by building your muscles. I say, the more you build your muscles, the more you build your capacity, you realize that you are mastering problems. You realize that the problems in your life become nothing. You look at problems that used to scare you, problems that used to give you sleepless nights. You look at it, you just laugh at what nonsense is this? Because you're building capacity. I wonder how many of you are stuck in life right now because you're wishing for your problems to go away instead of actually building capacity, building the muscle to overcome the threat the problem is posing. The problem in life is that most people are scared of building capacity. Most people most people are in their comfort zone. Most people do not want to take the risk. They don't want to do anything. They just want to stay where they are. They are stuck with the same friends, stuck with the same relationships, stuck with the same ecosystem, stuck with the same job, stuck with the same everything, and they are doing the same things over and over again. And they want things to change on the outside. They are not willing to do the things that they want God to do for them. I wonder how many of you're praying every day for God to do things that you know you can do for yourself. You're shouting every day for your spouse to do things you can do for yourself. You want everybody to come to your aid and do things that you're unwilling to do for yourself. Life is never going to be easier. Do not pray for life to be easier because life will never be easier. Instead, pray to build the strength, build the capacity to overcome the threats posed by the problems of life. Life is not meant to be easy. You're not the only one who faces challenges. You're not the only one who has problems. You're not the only one who has been hurt in the past. You're not the only one. You cannot continue to be a victim. Oh, my life is like this because they broke up with me 5 years ago. Oh, my life is like this because I lost my parents 10 years ago. I know that these things are very sensitive, but you cannot continue to dwell in the past. Yes, you made a mistake. Yes, you made a wrong choice. Yes, you were stupid. You made mistakes out of ignorance. Yeah, it's time to move on. You cannot dwell on that. Because every time you think about your mistake, every time you think about the why you are stuck, in the beginning, you know it's not true. But as you continuously give your reason, feed your mind as this is the reason why my life is useless, your mind begins to think that it is true because the mind does not know the difference between the past and the present. Your subconscious mind thinks of whatever you're thinking as what is currently happening in your life and what you want more in your life, and so it attracts more of it into your life. It's time for you to let go. Dump that dustbin. Pick up yourself and move on. What happens in the past? You already went through pains in the past. You cannot carry over the pain into the present and carry it to the future. How long are you going to be stuck in that pain? How long are you going to be stuck in that past? Yes, you made a mistake. Everyone made a mistake. Even the wisest person got wisdom from the stupid mistakes they made. Everyone that is an expert in something right now once sucked at that thing. It is because they let go. They continuously build capacity. I mean, think about the first time that you tried to be a parent, when you had your first child. Look at how difficult it was for you. Look at when your first child became 1. When your son became 2, how difficult it was. He was jumping everywhere. You didn't know what to do. You needed help from everywhere. Now you have 3 children. You're an expert. People can consult you now to tell you just laugh. Children, you will give advice. Build the capacity. Don't be stuck in your past. Build it. Nobody cares about what you know. The world does not celebrate knowers. The world celebrates doers. It's time for you to plunge your hands into the field. Get dirty. Not doing things that are shady, but get dirty, having experiences, building skills, building capacities, discipline, consistency. Live in your comfort zone. Say goodbye to addiction to things that you know are not taking you to where you want to be, like social media, like Netflix, like sleep. You cannot live an average life and pray for an extraordinary life. You cannot live an average, mediocre life and want to have an extraordinary life. It's not possible because life does not give you what you want. Life doesn't give you what you pray for. Life gives you what you deserve. And if you have not given your all for it, if you have not worked for it, if you have not built the capacity for it, then you do not deserve it. God doesn't give you what you're not prepared for. God only gives you what you have built capacity for. And so if you're praying and your prayers are not being answered, it's most likely because if God gave you that thing you're praying for, it's going to destroy you. And God does not want to destroy you. So rather than pray, rather than focus not only attention on praying, even though praying is very important, as you're praying, very, very important, at the same time, channel the same energy at building capacity. Because I repeat, like Lady Easy said, your level of success can hardly exceed your level of personal development. So I'm going to put it in a different way. Your level of success cannot exceed the level of capacity that you have built. You are there every single day. You look at your life. Look at the time you wake up. Look at the habits that you have. Look at the habits that you have. Ask yourself a question. Do you really deserve more than? You are crying everywhere, claiming the victim, but honestly speaking, based on the habits that you have, do you think you deserve more than that? If you, instead of complaining, telling everyone how something went wrong, someone broke up with you, someone left your life, who told you that because they left your life is meant to be useless? Who told you? If you let go and you let the next door open, who told you you're not going to meet someone more extraordinary than the person that left you? Who told you? They didn't create you. That they left you doesn't mean that your life should become useless. Nobody created, only God created you. And God is praying himself. He's waiting for you. Because I told you in this, I tell you here all the time, listen, everything you're looking for is also looking for you, but it's not looking for this version of you. You're the only one holding yourself back. You're holding up to a version you're meant to have let go 10 years ago. You're holding on to a version you're meant to have let go 10 years ago. When you go to the gym for the first time, take a look at what I have on my screen. Maybe this is the level of capacity you have. And so enjoy the capacity. Many of us are eager to move from where we are, want to get to stage 10, but we fall in love so much with the future, we're not even in love with our present. God is waiting for you to master your present. God is waiting for you to fall in love with your present, because it is the present, the experience from the present, it is the process in the present, mastering the present that promotes you to the future. As long as you don't master the present, as long as you don't master the skills necessary to navigate around the present, the future is going to destroy you. Your life is already so hard. I mean, you complain every day, you're weary, you're tired every day. You're tired every day for this current level. And yet you're asking for God to give you a higher level. This current level, you're tired of it. As in, you don't even know how to master the current level. So if God gives you a higher level, what would you do with it? If you cannot master the current level you're in. If the current level overwhelms you, you're tired every day, you're complaining every day. The current level, if you don't master your current level, you cannot get to a higher level. The key to promotion to the next level is mastery of the current level. That's building capacity. That's building capacity. Nobody's going to give you a crowd if you have not managed the little that God has given to you. You've got to build the capacity. So in the beginning, maybe this is what you have mastered. Begin from here. Build your capacity. I'm using this as an example because it works all the time. And then maybe as time goes on, guess what? One day, after 2 months, after 3 months, this is going to be your next level. Because you build the capacity, you have mastered the first level, you can now get to this level. And as you continue to go, what happens is that you're getting to this place. But the problem is that you're eager to move from here, you're eager to move from this spot in a space of 1 week or in a space of 2 weeks. You want to move from that spot to this spot. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You build the muscles, you build the capacity. And as you build the capacity, as you build the muscles, the problems become simpler. You don't wish away your problems because problems will always come. It is God's theory of helping us to become wiser. That's problems. Problems are God's theories of, it's God's way of helping us become wiser, become who he wants us to be. So no matter how you pray for God to take your problem away, he won't take the problem away because he's not stupid enough to understand, to give you everything you want, knowing that it's going to destroy you. He's a wise God. He only gives you what you're prepared for. He only gives you what you have built capacity for, so that it does not destroy you. Because if you already complain at the level you're in, if the level you're in is too much, it's more than you, what capacity are you going to use to sustain the next level? If it comes, it will not last. That's why you see when people win lottery, in a space of 1 year, someone that has won $5 million, 5 years, everything is gone. Because they have achieved success for a capacity they have not built, for a process they didn't go through. Give a car key and a car to a 5-year-old. That car is useless. It will destroy the child. The road is not ready. The child is not ready. The car is not ready. Give the same car to the child when the child becomes 30. Now you're talking. The car is a blessing to the child because the child has now built capacity for the car. Listen, the problem is that we all want success too soon. When the success comes too soon, it destroys you. When it comes for a capacity of not built, it destroys you. I shared it with you one day. The problem with the prodigal son is not the fact that he was not given his inheritance. Don't forget, it was his inheritance that was given to him. The problem was that it was given to him too soon. The same thing that belongs to him, but it was given to him too soon. If you're so eager for your life to change on the outside, when you have not changed on the inside, that change on the outside will either not last or it will destroy you. And that's why you got to build capacity. You've got to raise your standard. You have to raise your standard. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, I have 2 short videos to share with you. And the first video I'm going to share with you is actually in honor of someone from BGY, a very young, amazing girl. The BGY admin shared, because of course, BGY is not just a platform for personal development. It's a place where we develop ourselves every aspect. When you come to BGY, we build you physically. You exercise on daily basis, whether you like it or not. And so you hear testimonies that someone said that, oh my God, for the first time in my life, I exercise every day for 30 days. I've now lost 4 kg. I've now lost this. And so instead of going to, BGY is a place that can help you build all these capacities physically, mentally, through the books you're reading. We are building ourselves to read an average of 30 books per year. You build yourself emotionally, build yourself spiritually, in all aspects of your lives. And of course, we also deal with public speaking. And so today I received the video that I liked. It tallied perfectly with my topic for today, and I wanted to share it with you. Actually, in BGY, you submit your public speaking. Of course, you're trained, and I want to use the opportunity to say a big thank you to the public speaking team headed by Lady Easy. They take their time to train everybody, because I believe that they are definitely responsible for what we're going to show you right now. I have this lady, very young girl. She summarized the topic that we're treating today in just 2 minutes. And I want you to enjoy what she has done. I believe it's going to bless you. So just a second. Her name is Dorcas, and I want us to congratulate her because this is the first time I'm giving such a privilege. Enjoy.
My name is Jocelyn Dorcas, and I would like to speak on a topic titled Raise Your Standard. Now, what is standard? According to the dictionary, standard means a level of quality or attainment. Now, there comes a time in a man's life where you want to look inside and ask yourself, this life I am living, the income I am earning, the relationship I am in, the cycles of friends I hang out with, are those the kind of thing you want in life? If your answer is no, then it's time for you to raise your standard. It's time for you to stop those things you're doing before that is not adding value to you and start doing things that is going to add value to you. Now you will want to ask, how can I raise my standard? With raising standard come with consequences. I would like to tell you, yes, there is a consequence for raising a standard. You'll find that most of the friends you hang out with will not be comfortable around you. Why? Because the standard is becoming too high for them to put up to it. And you will also notice that there are things you need to start doing that you've not been doing before. Number one, to raise your standard, you need personal development. And that is what BGY has offered us. And I'm glad to tell you that being in BGY has added a lot to me, a lot of values to me. And I'm so proud to tell people about it. Number two, evaluate the cycle of friends you hang out with. Are those the kind of people you want in your life? Are those the kind of people who add value to you? Are those the kind of people who will help you get to that place you want to get to? You will agree with me that to get to that great height you are attaining, to earn the kind of income you want, you cannot just sleep and expect it to come. You need to put in work. And that is what the Miracle Money has also offered us. I would like to end on this note. To attain success, put in action. Thank you.
Believe me, for a young girl of that age, this is probably the best 2 minutes I have seen anyone summarize since I started this academy. Summarize a topic, and she has been here for less than 1 month. I think she's even less than 3 weeks in this academy, and in 3 weeks her life is massively transforming. I mean, I got about 3 or 4 other presentations today from children, 8 years, 10 years, and I'm asking myself, my God, children of 8-year-old, 10-year-old presenting, and I'm like, wow, just imagine where we are headed, guys. I don't think the world is ready for BGY. I can guarantee you. The world is not ready for this academy. Yes or yes, but we're going to take it step by step. So ladies and gentlemen, I was sharing with you, BGY is the academy where you come to. You know, you go to places, most organizations build just one aspect of your life. Are we together? When you go to church, for instance, for most parts, you build your spiritual life. Are we together? When you go to the gym, for instance, you build your physical life, staying fit physically. Are we together? When you go to organizations, motivational organizations, you read books to build your mental life and the rest of that. But if you look at the way BGY has been structured, BGY builds every single aspect of your life. As in, you're not building capacity only for spirituality. You're not building capacity only for your mindset or for your emotional intelligence or for even the skills, the public speaking, as in it's an all-encompassing capacity building platform. And it is so amazing. That's why when you see someone that comes in a space of 30 days, whether he's a 60-year-old or a 10-year-old or a 15-year-old, when you look at your life in a space of 30 days, just 1 month, it's incredible, the transformation, because every day you're exercising, every day you're praying, every day you're reading at least 15 pages per day, every day you're doing positive affirmations that are reprogramming your subconscious mind. You're making the infinite intelligence of your subconscious mind to begin to work for you. 90% of people actually use this to work against themselves. How do they do it? Because they think about the negative in the past. And each time you think about negative from the past, your brain thinks that that's what you want. So it gives you more of it, because the brain does not know the difference between what's in the past and what's in the present. Whatever you think of, it gives you more of, because Wherever you focus on, energy flows and then it attracts more. But BGY helps you through the powerful positive affirmations to begin to reprogram your subconscious mind and align it into the direction that you want to go. What about the public speaking, the leadership? What about the journaling? Every single day you're journaling. One of the greatest secrets of the rich people is goal setting. In BGY, the moment you join, you're taught powerful goal setting techniques, which is to focus on systems and not goals. Goals are highly overrated. It is systems. When you set a goal, what are the systems to realizing that goal? I want to lose 35 kg by the end of the year. That's a goal. Many people fail in weight loss because they focus on 35 kg losing. So every day they look at themselves, they're still looking the same, and then they give up. Instead, set systems. What is system? System number 1, I'm going to exercise every single day for 30 days. System number 2, I'm going to stop eating from 7 p.m. and I'm going to eat from so and so time. You set 4 systems every single day. Forget 35 kg. Forget that goal you set. Just focus on systems. As long as you focus on system, you respect 35 kg, your 30 minutes walk per day. You respect your eating hour. Whether there is change or not, forget about. Don't look at any change. Just focus on system. As you focus on your system, believe me, you're going to achieve your goal and go beyond. We teach you that goal setting technique, even whether you're a child or you're an adult. I can go on and on and on and on. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an academy. It's the perfect place to be in with just a very little token compared to what we should be charging, because we believe in BGY that it's not about doing it. I mean, I coach people. I know how much my videos sell, but then it's not about sending you a video to go and watch and change your life, because I'm sure you'll watch it. Many people stack money buying videos every day, buying courses every day, but they never watch. In BGY, we believe instead in holding your hands. We don't want to give you things to go and watch, step by step, guiding you through, building your mindset development, emotional intelligence, financial literacy, communication skills, your spiritual development, your spiritual growth, holding your hands step by step. We give you not 1, not 2, but minimum 3 accountability coaches that are the only dream they have is to help you build the highest capacity in all areas of your life. Not even just 3. Some of you have 5. If you're VIP, you have 5 accountability partners in your forum. And guess what? My advice for you, that 5 is not even enough. Bring your own accountability partners, those that you respect a lot. Bring your pastor, bring your mentor, someone that you know that them being on your forum is going to make you to be serious. If you really want to do this, John, that's what you will do, because they make you admin. You're allowed to bring in at least 5 accountability partners in addition to the one we are giving you. Bring those that you know that just because they are there, all the laziness in your life will go away. Just because they are there, you will not want to joke. So as soon as your forum is open, there's a video sent to you that you can send to them that will politely request for them to join your forum. Add them and start this journey. Let today be your day 1, cycle 1. Let today be your day 1 to say, I have had enough. Enough is enough. I'm tired of this level. It's time to build capacity. I want to become everything God wants me to be. Let today be your day 1, cycle 1. Make this decision tonight. Go to the people that invited you to this conference. Tell them I'm ready to start. Get your registration done and start your journey tomorrow. And I can guarantee you, in 30 days' time, you don't even in 30 days. In 1 week's time, when you're going to come to this conference, you are going to share your testimony as how your life is transforming physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, and even socially, because we're also building an amazing community, people with like minds, people that are heading the same direction. So ladies and gentlemen, I always like to share this with you. We're going to end on that note before you share, because you're about to get to that level where I would like to listen to you guys share about this conference. What have you learned? How do you feel about the presentation from Lady Moji, Lady Easy, and myself? Has your life changed tonight? Are you ready to begin to build that lion mentality towards capacity building so that your life can take a new turn? And so just before we get there, I would like to share this with you. These are BGY members that have actually practiced the things that we have told them. For most of them, it's just 1 month that they've been here. And in a space of 1 month, 2 months, their lives have changed. People that didn't read one book in an entire year before, in a space of 30 days, they have read 4 books, they've read 3 books, and want to share with you to encourage you, to let you know how your life can be once you join this academy.
Random strangers. I am now so committed to become 10 times better than the person I used to be. I used to be someone who doesn't like to read, someone who has struggled with consistency, someone who is very emotional. But with BGY, all of these traits are long gone. I now love to read so much. I've been diligent with my routines, and my self-confidence has really improved too. BGY taught me self-discipline, which is key to a successful life. Thanks to BGY, my new habits have earned me respect, reward, and praise out from friends, colleagues, and even random strangers. I am now so committed to developing myself and intentionally creating the kind of life and future I desire. Thanks to the leadership of this wonderful platform for their many contributions to ensure that lives are changed and the world becomes a better place. Thank you.
Prior to joining the BGY program, I struggled with keeping up with a routine for longer than 2 weeks. As soon as 2 weeks is approaching, I usually get tired and stop whatever new habits I'm trying to form. But ever since I joined, I've been able to stick to what I've been doing for about 90 days, which has shown a remarkable progress in my level of consistency and discipline as a person. Another thing I couldn't do before joining the BGY program was start and finish a book. I have finished over 6 books since I joined the BGY program. This is a remarkable testimony.
77 days of consistency with my daily exercises, 77 days of consistency with daily acts of love, visualization, meditation. I've been able to achieve a whole lot. I've been able to stop and eradicate procrastination in my life. I've been able to become accountable in terms of my finances. And to kind of have read 4 books in 77 days. I've not been an adamant reader now, but the BGY community has made me become very consistent with my daily reading. I've become closer to God in terms of my morning devotion, and I want to say everything. I've been transformed.
My name is Agatha Ukugwere, and I'm speaking from London, United Kingdom. I used to be that woman that buy loads of books and only read chapter 1 and 2, and that's it. I used to be lazy in carrying out my exercise in the morning, find it difficult to wake up as early as 4 to carry out my daily routine. I used to procrastinate a lot. I would say BGY community has impacted my life greatly.
I joined BGY less than 40 days ago, and I can tell you for free that I have a better life. I'm renewed, I'm reborn. BGY has given me a sense of purpose. I wake up every day with so much zest for life, energy. That's what BGY can do for you. It gives you a sense of purpose. I no longer just drift. I'm focused.
Once I joined BGY, what happened for me was I gained accountability that helps me grow my consistency. I began reading books. I started waking up early by 5 a.m. I joined the 5 a.m. club again. I started reading my books. I started taking out time to pursue my goals. I was able to manage the time that I had. And what that did for me was it transformed how I started seeing life because I began to feel fulfilled. On top of that, I started a business because I began to take stock of how I spent my time. So why should you join BGY? You should join BGY because every great person knows that taking responsibility for your life is the way to greatness.
Becoming the greatest you academy has helped me to become a better version of myself. I wake up every day with purpose. After I wake up, I arrange my bed, I pray, I do my positive affirmations, which help me build my self-confidence. Next, I journal and I set my goals for the day. Thanks to BGY Academy, I now read amazing personal development books every day and I still have time to play. The BGY monthly speech presentation helps me to build my communication skill. And the 3 acts of love every day helps me to be a kind person. I'm always happy and I love the person I'm becoming. I am grateful to my parents for enrolling me at becoming the greatest you academy.
I am personally very excited with the BGY for children, ladies and gentlemen, because I believe that if we as adults had the opportunity to understand what we are doing here in BGY when we were 8, when we were 10, I can guarantee you our lives cannot be the way it is now, as amazing as our life is. Just imagine what these children are going through. I got a report yesterday that a child has read 5 books in a space of 3 weeks. 5 books. The child reads an average of 30 pages per day. Once he comes from school, once the child comes from school and they've played, the child is going straight to her books. I also got report that children now are jumping everywhere because in BGY they must do 3 acts of love every day. They're always looking for acts of love to do. Mommy, I want to help you in the kitchen. Mommy, I've only done 2 acts of love. If anyone, what can I do? Should I sweep here? Should I sweep there? The children are excited about this. Excited because as parents, trust me, one of the greatest gifts you can give your child is the gift of a structure. Your child waking up, they know what to do. They set their bed, they read their book, they do positive affirmations. They are going to grow up with this. They're going to grow up this, and that's why we are focusing a lot on their spiritual development. Yes, personal development, but a lot on spiritual development. I'd advise you, give them a lot of spiritual books to read. When in terms of the book they're reading, give them a lot of spiritual books. Let them know God. Let them know God. Let them understand God for themselves. Trust me, these habits, they can't let it go. They won't let it go. They're going to grow up with it, and you're going to look back at this and tell yourself, wow, this was what changed the entire trajectory of my child's life. For how much? Just 7,500 naira in a month. It is as cheap as it's cheaper than what you invest in the academic, and I can guarantee you the skills that they learn here is nothing compared to what they learn in school, because school focuses on academic. Very important, very, very amazing. But if your child grows academically and they don't grow mentally, emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, even socially, they cannot deal with real life problems. You need real life skills to deal with real life problems, and that's what BGY offers you. I want to say thank you to all the amazing leaders all over the world in BGY that are, because it's not just me, there are people that are sacrificing every single day, giving their best, giving everything to make sure that what we are doing here, the life that we are changing, we sustain, like we're able to sustain what we are doing. I want to say thank you to you, Lady Easy, for that amazing presentation. Thank you for all you do, and we are sincerely very happy and excited to have you here. Thank you for the life you're transforming, you and your team, Lady Blessing and everybody. Thank you, Lady Mojisola, as well, for everything you're doing for this academy. Thank you for that power-packed presentation. I need to go and do the replay. I don't think my notes here is enough, Lady Moji. I have to go and replay. I have to go to YouTube and replay this because that was so good. It was so good. I don't know how to explain it. That was so good. That was so good. I have to go back and replay because she's a lecturer, guys. And so when you hear a lecturer speaking, I'm a lecturer, I have lectured before. So when you hear lecturer speaking, she picked this topic. And when I heard the topic, what's it again? Lion mentality to capacity build. I say, this is a thesis. This is like and she has dished this to us today. Lady Easy and I are just following her. Lady, this is her presentation. I want to say thank you. So in the next 5 minutes, I'm excited about this part. I want to give you the opportunity. Someone says, I want to join the program. Advise me on what to do. Just meet those that invited you. Meet the person that invited you. The person will give you the registration details. Okay, someone must have invited you here. And if you don't know who invited you, can someone put the number of the admin on the chat so that in case you got this from Facebook, put the number of the admin on the chat for the person. But basically, someone must have invited you here. Just get back to the person. Even if you go to the admin anyway, admin will still refer you back to the person. So this is my favorite part, where I get to listen from you. I want to discover a new leader today. I also want to see those that have been there also express their leadership. How do you feel about this session? I mean, the session is over. It's just time for you to speak. How do you feel about the session? Are you excited? Are you ready to begin this journey? Are you ready for your child? I'm more excited about that. Are you ready for a child to begin this journey, to begin to become everything God wants them to be? If you want to share, just raise your hand digitally and I am going to unmute you and the whole world is going to hear you share about what you have, gotten from us today. Anyone that wants to share, please raise your hand digitally and I'll give you the floor. Or you can just write on the chat, I want to share, in case you don't know how to raise your hand. Because sometimes two people don't know how to raise their hands digitally. Is there anybody there? Nobody wants to share. You only want to receive, you don't want to give. No, it's important to give as well. Okay? It's part of the capacity building you're talking about. Thank you, Lady Moji. Fantastic job. Nobody wants to share with us? Okay. All right. There's one person that wants to share. Okay, Nens, kindly unmute yourself and speak.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I've actually enjoyed every aspect of listening to tonight. It's been inspirational. It's been in fact, I sent you a message on WhatsApp because I would like to enroll my kid. Like listening to that little child, talk about how she's been able to introduce structure in her life was actually very, very inspiring for me because the person that introduced me to this did it because I spoke to her about my kids and she sent me this link and unfortunately I couldn't join last week because of work. So, and I'm quite pleased that I've been able to join today. Like every aspect of this night has been very inspirational. Even I had to call my sister to quickly join us because she's also into personal development and, a lot of things you were saying. So it's been from the first, the Lioness presentation to you coming to talk to us as well. It's honestly been very inspirational and it's inspired me as well. I'm not a big reader. I start a book and I never finish it. And in fact, my plan is once this call ends, I'll start chatting to you via WhatsApp. So thank you very much for this session. And, you've definitely gotten 5 potential customers this night. Definitely. To my life improving as well, because I've never really been into personal development and this inspirational, but I want to give it a go to see.
Okay.
So thank you so much.
That's amazing. Linens, please, what's your can you properly introduce yourself and where you're speaking from?
Well, my name's Nana Zainka. I'm Nigerian, but I live in the UK.
Okay, so you're speaking from the UK?
Yes.
Would you mind sharing who invited you on this call tonight?
I don't think she's online, but her name is Choma. She's my uncle's wife. So she's really into she's training at the moment to become a psychotherapist. So anything to do with personal development, mental health. She's at the forefront of it, basically. So she invited me, and I thought, why not? Because I did speak to her about my son in particular, about some issues I'm having with him and stuff. So she introduced me, or she sent me the link.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your willingness to share, because many people are here, they've gained a lot and they're not willing to share. So first of all, thank you for sharing. And now you've seen that it's not just for your son, it's actually above all for you, because you have to continue to be the model that your son look up to. So I look forward to having you as part of the team. Thank you so much. All right, so we are going to listen to Cass, Jesus. If I murder your name, please forgive me. Kamsikwa something. Just unmute yourself and speak. If I murder your name, just forgive me.
Yeah, you definitely murdered it, but it's okay. I'm actually Nen's older sister. She invited me. My name's Kamsikwa.
Okay.
Yes. Kamsikwa Zanika. I'm really into anything to do with personal development.
Yes, ma'am.
I believe in exactly what you said. I joined late. That's the thing. I sort of caught the tail end of what you were saying, but I want to do it for myself. As much as into personal development, I'm only able to. I'll just go back. In a year, I would have say 10 goals, and I'll achieve nil. So when I heard what you said initially, because my uncle's wife sent me the same link, I just thought, I know all these things. I wouldn't, but the issue of having, I wouldn't join. But after hearing what you're saying, I am going to give it a try for 30 days for myself and see where that leads me to. Because I'm not able to hold myself accountable. So why not pay someone to hold me accountable? So yes, what you've done so far is what you're doing for the children especially is to give them structure, to actually prepare them for life. Because I don't know if you've heard of, her name's Angela Duckworth. And she did a study. She's the world's leader in grit. And she said, and from the study, it shows that grit is the one way, the most successful, the most, what's the word? It's the most guaranteed way. It's a guaranteed way of confirming how successful a child would be in the future. And what you're doing is actually you're doing that. But you're doing it not just focusing on a particular habit or a particular activity like the physical, because her focus was mainly on the physical aspect of things like on Olympians and whatnot. What you're doing is creating wholesome children.
Absolutely.
So I'm so grateful to you for doing that. And the cost, when you said the cost, I was really shocked, because that's how much people recharge their cards for back home. So I live in the UK as well. So what you're doing, I am so grateful there's someone who's come up with a concept that is preparing our children, especially given the environment they're growing up in, to teach them grit, because I think that's just the one sentence to describe what you're doing is teaching children grit. And grit is the only way, sure way of guaranteeing success for a child. So big thumbs up to you for that. So that's all I can say, but I'm coming for myself, not necessarily any kids. So yeah, catch them
Thank
early.
you.
That's what I would say.
Absolutely, I agree. Is there a very easy way to call your name without biting my tongue? If you don't mind sharing that, let's start from there. Your name, is there she has got off. So I was trying to, is there a short version for your name? Kamsi.
Kamsi, yeah, Kamsi is fine.
Okay, so thank you so much for that wonderful sharing. Thank you to your sister who didn't keep this to herself, who also informed you. And you are absolutely correct in everything that you've shared. And you are in perfect alignment with the vision of BGY Academy. And yeah, you're shocked about the prize. And we just want to give people the opportunity to come in. We're just beginning. We want everyone to be able to take advantage of what we are doing here. And we're excited that you're here and you're going to benefit from it. Okay, so I'm going to give the floor to Ifeoluwa Ogunjobi. I definitely didn't murder this one. Kindly unmute yourself and speak. Ifeoluwa, are you there? Oh la la, I muted you again. Please unmute.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma'am.
I am meeting you for the first time. In fact, I am not sure I can trace my way to how I got here. It may sound funny, but I'm always very busy online. I actually joined this class late because I was in an online class, but I saw the notification and I saw the link. So I said 8 o'clock. Okay, I should have been done. So I joined late, but joining late was as if I've had so much and I've gleaned so much. I gleaned so much. In fact, I am wild. I am woken up from my slumber. Let me just put it
Amazing.
that way. Yes. I'm happy I joined, and I'm happy about the little I gleaned. I I heard you talking about life will never be easier, and funny enough, just last week I I had a very nasty issue with a very close person, you know, and in fact, precisely my husband, and we usually have different thoughts about life. We never
Okay.
agree. And then he usually sees me as not submissive. I'm like, no, you're not seeing it that way. So most times we are always at loggerheads.
Yeah.
As in, I always think you're too comfortable. You're too much in your comfort zone. It's not like
I know
this,
the
and it's like,
feeling.
yes, but he can't feel. And I'm like, man. And I'm like, hey. So in fact, yes, and you talked about capacity building, and I am really, I really like the expression and the explanation of the gym bots, right? If I
Yeah.
didn't miss that. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in fact, I can keep talking about I like the fact that you made mention that life will never be easier, and then we need to build capacity. We should not continue to be a victim, and we are looking for
Absolutely.
excuses if not in fact, and then you keep sitting in that position instead of
Yeah.
looking for solutions and all of that, because like I'm a very I can be very creative, and sometimes my brain will just think up some things, and but I always have this issue of carrying them out, of just trying to carry them out, and um, um getting through with my goals. And the next person I talk to is my husband, and he will always give me reasons, 1,001 reasons why those things will not work. And I'm always being pulled back. Later, I'll be like, no, now this thing can work. But I usually don't have somebody else to talk to. So that was when I also got woken up when you talked about secular. Then that lady's video you played, I think it was Deborah or that lady you
Dorcas.
played. I can't,
Dorcas.
Dorcas, thank you, Dorcas. And then he said, you have to come up higher. Look at your secular friends. It's time to raise the standard. I'm like, wow, hey, how like you like now divorce this man.
Ah.
you know?
Okay. Ifeoluwa, can I share with you briefly, because there are two more persons that I have to share before they go. Okay, but there's
Okay.
something coming to my thoughts. You cannot change. You cannot divorce. Well, I can't. What I'm saying is that from everything you've shared so far already, you are trying to change your husband, and it's not in your role to change anybody. You cannot change anybody. You cannot control people. You cannot control how they will feel, how they will react. The only thing, because you don't have the capacity to, one, you're not God. Okay, that's one. Number two, you cannot control how people will react, but there's one thing you can control. You can control yourself. You cannot change people, but you can change yourself. Be the change you want to see in your husband. Now, focus instead, stop focusing on his wrongs. From today, make a decision that I'm not going to focus on my husband's wrong side. Focus only on his positive side and begin to praise every positive thing that he does. Now, become the change you want him to see. People change by inspiration, not by shouting at them. So become everything you want him to be. Be the change you want to see. Everything you want him to do it without necessarily letting him know that, oh, look at me, I'm so perfect and you're not. No, just do it, and do it because this is the change you want to see. This is the change you want to see in the world, you want to see in him. As you be that change, he's going to be inspired by you and is going to start to copy from you and become that person you want him to be. But if you continue to shout, guess what? The more you shout, the more you complain, the more you look at its negative side, the more you're going to bring out, because whatever you focus attention in, energy flows into that thing and you attract more of that thing. And it's even more difficult with our spouse. Because whatever you focus on your spouse, you bring more of that thing. If you see your spouse as lazy, you're going to bring more laziness. If you see your spouse as comfort zone, you're going to bring them more into their comfort zone. Now, every man has a fool and a king in him. It is your role as the wife. Whatever it's your role to bring out one. You either bring out the fool or you bring out the king, and you do it with your words. Praise the king, and the king will come out. Praise the fool, and the fool will continue to come out. All right, we're going to listen to Rose.
Thank you so much.
Yes, you're welcome. We're going to, please, 1 minute for the rest of you, please. Rose, are you there? Please unmute yourself and speak.
Good evening, all.
Good evening.
Can you hear me? Good evening.
Yes,
okay,
please.
my name is Rose Akpo. I'm speaking from Lagos. This is actually my 5th day, my second one. I just joined. And one of the genes that I'm going to break is talking this night. I'm always kind of wanting to shy away from.
I know your type, and if you know you are here, you are his type. You'll receive deliverance tonight. To share on Tuesday.
I've been delivered because I can't be quiet. I don't even know how I got here. I don't even know how God brought me here. In fact, it's a miracle, and I'm like, every day my life is something else. I can't express it, but I just thank God that I'm here. It's just a friend of mine, my old friend she called me one day, and the next after 1 week, she now said told me about this platform, and I joined. And since I've joined, this is the 5th day. I'm a different person entirely.
Wow.
My mindset has been renewed. Every day I keep on learning. I can't believe myself. I go out every day with a new positive energy. It has affected everything in my life. I can see clearly now. Even when I do things that are wrong, I know where I'm faulted, how to arrange it and how to correct myself. And I know that it's going to be the same again in my life. This is the beginning of greater things. I'm not going to leave here. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to stay in BGY forever for the rest of my life. And I am here. Together, we're all together. God bless you. God bless everyone.
Thank you. God bless you. God
bless Madam Lady Bumi Chizi. She's the one that brought me here. God bless us.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
Yes.
When is someone going to say God bless you on this call for bringing them? Okay, so thank you so much, Lady Rose, for that fantastic sharing. Someone is asking on the chat how much the price is again. So it's actually very simple. We have standard and we have VIP. Both for children and for adults, the standard level is 7,500. That's for those in Nigeria, 7,500 per month, or 20,000 naira for 3 months. You're paying for 3 months. Or if you're paying for VIP, it's 15,000 naira per month, whether it's a child or it's an adult, 15K per month, or you can pay 35K for 3 months. Difference is that in the VIP, you don't just build capacity, you also learn skills like public speaking, digital marketing, content creation, leadership, and all of that is attached to the VIP. Why the standard level is just for capacity building right habits, structure, and the rest of that. Okay, so everybody wants to share now because other people have shared. Okay, so we are going to give the floor to Olufunke Joseph and finally to Lady Mojisola, and we call it a day. Olufunke, kindly unmute yourself and speak, and let's make it short.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Thanks for this short term. I just bumped into this stuff via Facebook this morning. I thought I should give it a try. Was the children's aspect actually fascinated me, so I joined. That person said I should join under parenting 21st, whatever parenting stuff. But what actually, when I looked back at all what you've said this night, all what the speakers have said tonight, I had flashbacks. While growing up, I had parents that they try making us to have structure. As in, yes, when you wake up, there's some things you do. You already have a structure. So by going to school, I built up that structure. But along the line,
when you became an adult and you had freedom.
Exactly, not even freedom per se. Because I'm a medical doctor in Nigeria by profession. There are lots of changes. You have some obstacle in medical school. You fail. You have to resit exams. And all the while, I said almost even losing confidence. So I still struggled and struggled and struggled. Now, those are the hurdles I faced. So I was now wondering, and as I have kids now, so I want them to build structure. So this evening, while I was listening to this program or this Zoom program, I called my daughter because she was actually with me, 11-year-old child, was listening, and I said, "You try to join and everything." She said, "I don't know what you're talking about. Let me see." So now there was this statement you just made. Now she even pointed at me and said, "Mom, it's you." So you people learn from inspiration. You don't learn by shouting. I can't. She said, "You always shout. I do not need to learn that."
Children.
Nowadays, you don't have any structure. You just want to do things on their own. And you said something that if you had learned some things earlier at particular age, probably you will have even gone further in our walk of life. And I think it's actually very important. I'm really a fan of that
BGY.
BGY stuff. No, all what you said, actually, all what they said today are not new to me, because in my own profession, there's a limit to what you can't just do things anyhow, because you're dealing with life and you have to have a little bit structured. But I think I still have to build something, because some things are lacking. Probably I focus more on some things. I have loads of books. I can barely now take a book to read, maybe because of my engrossed in other fields or in my career. So I'm almost even losing out some things which I still need to build on, and maybe take books, try to tax myself. I want to finish a book, maybe because I'm not giving myself excuse. I don't have excuse. I would say I don't want to say that, but I think I have to work more on that building up, being more having, I think, to build more, to have more structure, as in not so rigid per se. Something about circle of friends. Actually, 2023, I said there's some people I don't even need to. I think I just need to get away with them, as in I don't want them. And not that they are offending me, but I found that by the time you move with some set of people, I think your mindset is another problem.
They poison your mind. They poison your self-esteem.
Away from here, and they go outside the country, and they're still having that same mindset. They will never make progress. So our mindset matters a lot. At a particular age, I wanted some aspirations. Even at my present age, almost closing 45, I was still telling myself I want to get some things done. And I would tell my children, at that age, beyond that, at your younger age, you'll have gotten further. When compared to now, as I'm talking about a child of 10, look at that child now, 8-year-old, talking that way. Imagine that child in the next 20 years, you know where that child will be? So I think at exposing our children younger age is very most important. Now, the generation of children nowadays is, I don't know where they come from.
Internet children.
Yeah, they're actually intelligent. They have so many things up there. But I think the concepts of how they're achieving it is what is wrong or something. But I think we need to work more on that, which I will encourage my daughter to join. They are very good. They are very intelligent. In fact, I say, you guys are really, I'll tell my daughter, you are very brilliant, because there's some things you would do, like at your age, I couldn't do. But I think they still need some structure so that it gets beyond and go be farther than what we even as parents will have thought they could even achieve. Thanks so much. I will key into that program. I will keep to it. I will try to encourage my daughter to also join. I will see what in fact, it's really helping. And if once you hear this almost once in a week or twice in a week, you know the kind of the energy you take out every day.
Every single day, I agree.
Like, where's it coming from? Because you will be on another level, on that plane.
Absolutely.
On another plane entirely. And like this one energy is another thing. And you'll be attracting people that are very important, attracting people that know that like they will see your potential, and what that means is a lot. Thank you so much. Thank you for this. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I'm so grateful for badging into your program. It's badging.
Thank you so much, Lady Olofunke. You have spoken so well, and I absolutely agree with you, everything that you have said. So we are going to listen to Lady Mojusala now to close for us. There was something Lady Olufunke said that I wanted to comment on. I felt it was very important, but I'll come back to it if I remember. Lady Mojusala, to conclude, please.
Coach Casey, wonderful leadership, wonderful inspiration. Always a visionary. Listening to you
amazing.
is
you are amazing.
Fuel for the energy. So inspiring. Thank you so much. Just start sitting and thinking about you alone is inspiring. What will coach say when if there's a problem, what will coach say? if I take this, what would he have? How would he have reacted? It's wonderful. I just want to say a few words of encouragement to our members, especially those who are just joining us.
Yes,
There
ma'am.
was a lady on our presentation platform, who was lamenting yesterday that she just joined. She doesn't know how we're doing it. She's so busy. She's multitasking. She has to do this. And we had to try to encourage her that it always seems tough when you start. The mere fact that you are busy, you can't cope, that is the reason you need BGY, because you need to learn how to cope. You need to know how to plan your life. Most of us just go through our multitasking every day, everything we need to do, without thinking about structuring what we are doing. And this is why people get into depression. I was in traffic one morning and this lady was driving. She was driving and she just stopped in traffic along this Lekki Road. People were honking and honking. And somebody went and knocked on the window and saw that she had her head on the steering and she was gone. She had collapsed right there in early morning traffic. You can imagine where she had been driving from in early morning traffic, all the problems she brought from home, all the problems she was expecting at the office, and she was in traffic. So they had to force the door open, to get her out, and they were trying to get her out when I drove past. So it really touched me, because there are so many people like that who go through life on a daily basis, not just knowing how to organize themselves, and they don't know who to talk to. There's so many terrible things happen to people in this metropolitan city that we live. Lagos, Abuja, Enugu, and Port Harcourt,
everywhere.
High flying people, you just hear terrible things. This person committed suicide. This person jumped off a third mainland bridge. This person killed his entire family. This person poured petrol on his grandchildren. It's terrible because they don't have anywhere to unburden. And in this part of the world, we don't pay attention to how to structure our lives. We don't pay attention to how to be meticulous, be purposeful about how we do things, because we just allow ourselves to be overwhelmed. So we were telling her that the mere reason that you are here, this is where you are going to get the help that you need. You need to be structured. When you actually take time to structure yourself, you will realize what you have been missing. There are so many things that we get involved in, that we do, that have nothing to do with where we are going in life. They have nothing to do with how we want to run our family, how we want to raise our children, how we want to be successful. We don't sit to think about what we are doing, basically. We don't think about what we do. When you are in a platform like this, in a network like this, it's a wonderful place for you to learn that there's more to life than just running up and down, money, 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 money. Sometimes people have this money, they don't even know how to spend it. They don't know what to put it on. There are people right under their nose that need help. They will not offer that help because they just have a mindset of wickedness, a mindset of selfishness. That's why she's like, what do you want to do with millions of money, for Christ's sake, that you cannot help somebody? It is when you take your money and invest in other people that you grow, that you are lifted. People need to know this. People in government need BGY. And I'm sure by the grace of God, we will get through to them. We need to bring people in governance to BGY so that they will know how to run people's lives. They are running their lives anyhow, and it's not working. To just ask, do these people think at all? Do they have family? Do they have children that they do this to other people? We need BGY. We all need BGY. And I want to encourage everybody here. It is always tough in the beginning. If you ask me, I stay up extra 2-3 hours every day to finish everything I need to do. But I make sure I stay up. And when my mentor reads, I say, sorry, I was supposed to submit at this time. But she will say, yes, but you still submitted. And I look at the time that you submitted. That's commitment. So when you have a passion for what you are doing, and you see that your passion is taking you somewhere, you will sit back and see what you are missing and see what you need to reorganize in your life. BGY is a fantastic platform. It has trained me a lot. I used to think that I'm a very organized person, but the organization has gone up a top notch. And I'm beginning to put things in better perspective than I was doing before. And it's more rewarding for me. I'm able to focus. I'm able to pay attention to things that are really important and things that will lift other people. Because in lifting others, we are also lifted and we are going to be blessed. Thank you very much, sir.
Oh, Lady Mojisala, thank you so much. I absolutely love everything about you. And when you speak, you just speak straight to the soul. You are a born speaker. And I want to say thank you for that fantastic encouragement. I was encouraged by that. Understand that if you're currently too busy, in itself is a problem. If you're too busy for your personal growth, that's a problem on its own. So if
Yes.
you say, for instance, I'm too busy, I wish there was 48 hours in a day, I cannot do this, I'm too busy. Understand that that's a big problem. As a matter of fact, there's a reason why you need this place more to organize yourself.
Yes.
You shouldn't be ever be too busy for your personal growth, because in that personal growth lies your next level. In that personal growth lies the success you want to attract. And I think she hammered on it. And I want to say thank you. We live in a world now, people, depression here and there, children committing suicide, this one, that, social media. You don't even need to leave your house now to learn the wrong things. Just stay in your house, have that on your phone. Your mind is programmed on daily basis, 95% to the negative side. And then if you do not have a program that can also help you reprogram in a positive way, you realize that the weeds are going to begin to grow and they'll take up, because you don't need permission. The weeds don't need permission to grow. If you have a garden, for instance, weeds don't need permission to begin to grow. If you don't tend intentionally to your garden for the right flowers to grow, the weeds take over. And once weeds take over, you're finished. Your beautiful brain becomes a forest. So thank you so much. All right. So we do this every 3 days. Someone said earlier on, and it is true, every 3 or 4 days. On Tuesdays and on Saturdays, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m., we talk about different aspects of things that are going to inspire you mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. So set your alarm already to make sure you don't miss any of these sessions, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Tuesdays and on Saturdays. When I was talking about registration earlier on, I talked only about Nigeria. I forgot to mention about those that are abroad. For those that are in the USA, Canada, UK, and all the rest of that, it's $20 monthly, whether for children or for adults. And then that's for standard, and then $40 per month for the VIP. So I repeat, for those in the USA, Canada, Europe, UK, it's $20 per month for standard and $40 per month for the VIP. I already mentioned the difference between the standard and the VIP. Looks like there's a question. Any provision for personal mentoring? Oh yes, there's a provision for personal mentoring. You're going to have to go to the person who personal mentoring from me. If it's from me, go to the person who invited you, and they are going to tell you how to book, or they are going to get you through the admin, and then you will get all the details you need. All right, I want to thank you all so much for connecting tonight. Thank you for being such an astonishing audience. Lady Easy, I lack words to express my gratitude to you. I owe you a lot. God has sent you specially as a gift to me. When he was preparing this BGY, he also prepared you because he knows that no vision can ever. Lady Moji, you have a word for her. Okay, I thought you wanted to speak. God knows that no vision, no vision can be pushed by one person. It's impossible. All right, this vision is no longer my vision, it's a vision for all of us. And if you like what we are doing here, actually it is you have to partner with us to take this all over the world. If you think that what we are doing here deserves to be heard by those in the government, deserves to be heard all over the world, you have to come in and you play the role you have to play, and God is going to take this everywhere. And Lady Easy has been fantastic. She's the president of BGY here in Abuja. She's gone beyond that. She's doing a lot of things. I want to thank you, all the accountability coaches, Sandra, Raphael, Dave, every single one of you. Every single day I shed tears of gratitude for the gift of you in my life. Thank you, Lady Mojisola. You're amazing. Thank you for inspiring us tonight. I always like to end by saying that a bird will never learn to fly until the day it leaves its nest and reach for the sky. Yes, beautiful message you shared tonight, but it will make no sense if you don't leave that nest you're in right now and begin to reach for the sky. It's time to leave that nest of laziness, nest of procrastination, nest of comfort zone, nest of addiction to wrong habits that are not going to lead you to who God wants you to be. And it's time for you to accept to build capacity, time for you to accept to really, really fly so that you can begin to do everything God wants you to do. I love you all so much. I look forward to seeing you all on Tuesday by 8 p.m. I look forward to have you as part of this community, not just as someone coming to our meetings and going out, but someone who is consciously building capacity on a daily basis. Have a beautiful, beautiful night rest, and see you all at the very top. Merci beaucoup et que Dieu vous bénisse. Merci. Thank you, 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 thank you. Merci. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. How do we thank you, thank you. Whatever other questions you have, just meet those I invited you. They're going to help you with the questions, okay? Bye. Good night.